Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
Welcome back to our Architecture Review Series Practice Quiz, and this is now part 3 of our Professional Practice Quiz. So instructions before proceeding with the quiz, it is best to get a piece of paper muna, cut lengthwise, and then write down numbers 1 to 30 so that when you are ready, you can now start with the quiz, and for every question, write down the corresponding letter of your best choice or answer from the multiple choice. And you will be given 10 seconds to finalize your answer. At the end of the quiz, count the total number of your correct answers and check your score rating. So if you are now ready, good luck. So number 1, in RA 9266, it refers to an act or behavior that gravely violates the sentiment or accepted standards of the community. A. Moral authority. B. Moral behavior. C. Moral turpitude. And D. None of the above. And our correct answer is letter C, moral turpitude. So moral turpitude is generally understood in jurisprudence as an act contrary to justice, modesty, or good morals, an act of baseness, vileness, or depravity in the private and social duties which a man owes his fellow men or to society in general. Number 2. In materials labor ratio, what is the most common ratio used in the Philippine setting in coming out with an estimate? A. 70 to 30%. B. 80 to 20%. C. 65 is to 35%. And D. Depends on the contractor. And our correct answer is A, which is 70 is to 30%. So in the Philippines, labor costs on the average constitute between 20% and 40% of the total construction cost. So bale, lumalabas na ang material cost is 80 to 60 or 60% to 80%. This percentage can vary depending on factors like project complexity, location, urban versus rural, so mas mura ang labor sa rural, and the type of construction. For instance, a residential remodel might have a higher labor cost percentage compared to a large commercial construction project. In some instances, labor can consume 50 to 60% of the build cost. Number 3. Which among the following is not an ASEAN country? A. Philippines. B. Singapore. C. Thailand. And D. Nepal. And our correct answer is letter D, Nepal. So the ASEAN 10 countries are Brunei, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines, Myanmar, and Laos. Number 4. APEC architects can practice architecture within the APEC member countries, except 1. A. Canada. B. New Zealand. C. Peru. And D. Bolivia. Our correct answer is letter D, Bolivia. So Bolivia is not part of the APEC member economy. So we have Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Indonesia. We have Russia, China, Korea, Japan, Chinese Taipei, Hong Kong, China, or Philippines, Vietnam, Papua New Guinea, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, USA, Mexico, Peru, and Chile. Number 5. Who was the first ASEAN and APEC Filipino architect? A. Prosperidad Luis. B. Yolanda Reyes. C. Armando Ali. and D. Robert Sack. And our correct answer is letter B, Yolanda Reyes. So Yolanda Reyes is registration 001 ASEAN architect, and also for the APEC architect is registration also number 1. Number 6. When was the first conferment of the title APEC Architects made? A. 2000, B. 2006, C. 2010, and D. 2017. And our correct answer is letter B, 2006. So the conferment of the title of APEC Architect was held on the World Architecture Day, November 1 of 2006 at the Manila Room of the Manila Hotel. We have 12 Filipino architects as the first batch of Filipino APEC architects. Number 7. Due to your excitement at being a new architect, you misplaced your PRC identification card. You applied at PRC for a replacement ID. How long will you wait to get your ID card? A. 1 week, B. 1 day, C. 1 month, and D. 1 year. And our correct answer is letter B, 1 day. So how to file and how much is the fee? So the application fee is 250 pesos, and the duplicate professional identification card is released within the day. Number 8. To get a replacement of PRC ID, you need to pay the application fee and present your blank. A. Special power of attorney, B. 4 pieces 2x2 picture, C. Affidavit of loss, and D. Community tax certificate. And our correct answer is letter C, Affidavit of loss. So again, apart from the payment of the application fee of 250 pesos, you are also to provide the printed application form, the affidavit of loss, and 1 passport-size picture in white background with full name tag. And if you are not going in personal to claim the ID, a special power of attorney and valid ID if filed through an authorized representative. So number 9, 3 years after passing the board examination, you will renew your PRC license. How many CPD units do you need? A. 20 units, B. 100 units, C. 45 units, and D. 60 units. And our correct answer is letter C, 45 units. So the CPD units required in the PRC ID renewal for the year 2024 is 15 CPD units. For the year 2025, 20 CPD units. And for the year 2026, 30 CPD units. And for the year 2027 onwards, you need 45 CPD units. So ensure that you meet the respective CPD unit requirements for each renewal year to maintain your PRC ID. Number 10. As an architect, you have a responsibility to your staff and fellow architect. Which of the following would you best show this? A. Train them to be good in their profession. B. Be an example on how to become a good professional. C. Give them overtime pay. And D. Give them good salary. And our correct answer is letter B. Be an example on how to become a good professional. So the architect's responsibilities in relation to his or her colleagues and subordinates is that he or she shall tutor and mentor the young aspirants towards the ideals, functions, duties, and responsibilities leading to the ethical practice of the architectural profession. Number 11. As an architect, how do you compensate your subordinates? A. Provide good workplace environment. B. Provide salary commensurate to work. C. Provide minimum wage. D. Set an example or be a mentor. And our correct answer is letter B, provide salary commensurate to work, because the question is about compensation. So the architect's responsibilities in relation to his or her colleagues and subordinates is that he or she shall provide employees and subordinates with a suitable work environment, compensate them fairly, and facilitate their professional advancement. Number 12. For registration of architectural corporation, where would you go first? A. SEC. B. DTI. C. City Hall. And D. PRC. And our correct answer is letter A. SEC. So for registration of corporation, you go first with the Securities and Exchange Commission for the submission of the articles of and bylaws, as well as the reservation of your corporation name, the filing of the articles of incorporation and bylaws, and registration of stock and transfer book before you go to the City Hall, to the BIR, and for the SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig or HDMF. Number 13. If planning to set a corporation before going to SEC, where should you get an endorsement? A. PRC. B. DTI. C. City Hall. And D. SEC. And our correct answer is letter A, PRC. So supposedly, you are to get photocopies only of PRC certificates of registration of all partners, partnership, and all members of the association, if that is not a corporation. And photocopies also of current PRC professional identification cards of all partners of the partnership and all members of the corporation. So, ito lang ang requirements to be submitted to the SEC. Number 14. Situation. An architectural firm was commissioned by a client for a commercial building located in a city. The principal architect assigned the preparation of all documents related to the project to a newly passed architect. The junior architect immediately formed his team of 5 apprentices to work on the project, as they were given a 15 calendar day deadline. Under the firm setup, who will be charged of signing the plans and related documents? A. Principal architect. B. Junior architect. C. Apprentices. And D. None of the above. And our correct answer is A, principal architect. Dahil siya naman yung may-ari ng firm, and the junior architect was only hired by the principal architect. Number 15. Same situation. The junior architect was under the instruction to follow the regulation of C1 Development Regulations on Parking. Where should the parking not be located? A. Rear. B. Front. C. Side part of the property of the lot. And D. Basement. And our correct answer is letter B, front of the lot. So, for the allowed off-road right-of-way or off-street come off-site parking provisions, it says here from the National Building Code that direct access of parking, loading, utilities lots, and terminals to the road right-of-way shall be generally disallowed to prevent the usage of the road right-of-way as a maneuvering area. So, dapat daw hindi ginagamit yung front yard for parking, no? Hindi yung direct access to the parking slot. O ito tinatawag na off-road, no? Off-road parking or off-street parking. Number 16, same situation. As deadlines are important, a calendar day means A. Does not include Sundays and holidays. B. Includes only regular working days. C. Includes all days, including Sundays and holidays. And D. Holidays only. And our correct answer is letter C, includes all days, including Sundays and holidays. A calendar day refers to every day of the week, including Sundays and holidays. It encompasses all days of the year, regardless of whether they are workdays, weekends, or holidays. Number 17, same situation also. To whom the junior architect will be responsible if there will be errors found on the plans he heads to produce? A. Client. B. Principal architect. C. Building official. And D. The firm. And our correct answer is letter B, principal architect, the one who assigned the junior architect to prepare all the documents. Number 18. If the apprentices wish to have their logbook for their ALE, who will sign as their mentor? A. Principal architect. B. Their immediate boss, the junior architect. C. The firm. And D. The client. And our correct answer is letter A, principal architect, because their immediate boss, the junior architect, is a newly passed architect. So, kailangan at least nakalipas muna ang more than 2 years bago pwedeng mag-sign yung junior architect. Number 19. The project proponent can be understood as the A, contractor, B, architect, C, client, and D, builder. And our correct answer is letter C, client. So the client, owner, and project proponent may be used interchangeably for these documents and some of the succeeding standards of professional practice documents. So number 20, in small-scale projects, clerk of works is commonly referred to as the A, architect, B, apprentice, C, foreman, and D, construction inspector. And our correct answer is letter D, construction inspector. So when projects were still manageable in size, the architect was then assisted by a construction inspector traditionally called clerk of works. As projects became more complex, it became necessary for a construction supervision group to do the full-time inspection at the project site. So yung dating clerk of works, ang ano na ngayon, ang tawag na is construction inspector na. Number 21, contract documents should be signed in how many copies by both the contractor and the client duly witnessed? A. Duplicate. B. Triplicate. C. Quintuplicate. And D. Xerox copies. And our correct answer is letter C, quintuplicate. So under UAP Document 301, General Conditions, the contract document shall be signed in quintuplicate by the owner and the contractor duly witnessed. Number 22, shop drawings are prepared by the contractor to be approved by the architect, who checks the accuracy of the subcontractor's shop drawings. A. Architect. B. Contractor. C. Owner. And D. Construction Manager. And our correct answer is letter B, contractor. So the checking of drawings of subcontractors is that before submitting shop drawings for approval, the contractor shall check drawings of all subcontractors for accuracy. He shall see that all work contiguous with and having bearing on work indicated on shop drawings is accurately and distinctly illustrated, and that work shown is in conformity with contract requirements. Number 23. When was the Code of Ethical Conduct for registered and licensed architect as well as for holders of temporary special permit promulgated? A. 2004. B. 1978. C. 2006. And D. 2010. And our correct answer is letter C, 2006. So under Board of Architecture Resolution number 2 series of 2006 is the adoption and promulgation of the Code of Ethical Conduct for registered and licensed architects and for holders of temporary special permits under RA 9266 known as the Architecture Act of 2004. Kaya nga, yung Code of Ethics ay ang tawag is the 2006 Code of Ethical Conduct. 24. If the client elects not to include the allied engineer services on the architect's contract, who will be overall coordinator of the engineer's work? A. Client. B. Civil engineer. C. Architect. And D. Project manager. And our correct answer is letter C, architect. So in some instances, the client may consider services of some engineering design firms, and as such, a separate contract from architectural services will be agreed upon. So hiwalay yung sa architectural from the engineering. This type of services is referred to as the Detailed Architectural Design Services or DADS or DAS, and shall exclude all engineering and engineering specialist consultant fees. The architect will still be the lead or prime professional for the project and shall coordinate all the works of the other engineering design service providers. The architectural design services shall then constitute 60% of the corresponding stated professional fee or PF for the EDS for the project or the detailed architectural and engineering design services for the project. So kung ano yung fee dun sa DAEDS, 60% noon, yun ang magiging corresponding fee ng architect doing the detailed architectural design services only. NT5. The new methods of compensation that forms part of the standards of professional practice was approved by the Professional Board of Architecture and took effect in A 2015, B 2016, C 2017, and D 2010. And our correct answer is letter B, 2016. So that is under the Board of Architecture Resolution number 6 of 2016, the approval, adoption, and promulgation of the Architect's Guidelines for Standards of Professional Practice Compliances on the methods of compensation and schedule of fees, as prepared and recommended by the Accredited and Integrated Professional Organization for Architects. So actually, ito yung aking maliit na contribution sa practice of architecture because I was the one who led in the formulation of these architects guidelines, no? So bali yung dating mga guidelines binago ko after careful studies, no, from other countries and of course in consultation with other Filipino architects and members of the Committee on Professional Practice of the UAP. 26. What is the recommended professional fee for simple projects under the new methods of compensation under the standards of professional practice if the project is less than 50 million for detailed architectural and engineering services or DAEDs? A. 5%, B. 6%, C. 7%, and D. 8%. And our correct answer is letter A, 5%. So this is for Group 1. Simple projects is under Group 1. So the recommended professional fee for detailed architectural engineering design services for 50 million or less is 5% of the project construction cost. 27. Architect Santos was commissioned to design a residential project under Detailed Architectural Design Service or DADS. How much is the recommended professional fee of the architect if the project cost is 10 million pesos? A. 1 million, B. 900,000, C. 500,000, and D. 600,000 pesos. And our correct answer is letter D, 600,000 pesos. So you are only doing detailed architectural design services only. So walang engineering, no? So which is ang fee ng architect is 60% of the DAEDs, no? So 60% of 10% will be equivalent to 6% of the project construction cost. So for a 10 million project, 66% of that is 600,000 pesos. And 28, the client of Architect Santos decided eventually to award and include the engineering disciplines to the firm. How much is the recommended professional fee Architect Santos may charge if the project cost is 10 million pesos? A. 1 million pesos, B. 1,200,000 pesos, C. 500,000, and D. 1,500,000 pesos. And our correct answer is letter A, 1 million pesos. So if you are doing now the complete detailed architectural and engineering design services, so the recommended professional fee now for residential group 4 is 10% of the project construction cost. So 10% of 10 million is 1 million pesos. Number 29. In a renovation project, what is the first obligation the architect must perform according to the Code of Ethics? A. Prepare the feasibility study. B. Apply for a permit. C. Notify the previous architect involved. And D. Prepare and present schemes. And our correct answer is letter C, notify the previous architect involved. So, from the Code of Ethics, the architect shall not undertake a commission for additions, rehabilitation, or remodeling of any erected structure undertaken previously by another architect without duly notifying him of the contemplated project, even when the client or owner is no longer the same. When the greater mass area or design of the original structure is substantially maintained, the new architect should limit his/her advertisement or claim only to the extent of the specific work he/she has done to the structure. Whenever the nature of work involved examples of our architectural heritage, the architect must look at all possibilities of restoration. And lastly, number 30, which among the choices should have the highest weight in relation to the architect's responsibility to the people? A. Respect and conserve the environment. B. Promote the interests of his/her professional organization. C. Do not deceive the public. And D. All of the above. And our correct answer is letter A, respect and conserve the environment. So actually, hindi naman sinasabing highest weight. The only thing here that this statement was mentioned first, no, among these different responsibilities. So the first statement mentioned for the responsibility of the architect to the people, to the public, is that the architect shall respect and help conserve the systems of values and the natural, historic, and cultural heritage of the community in which he/she creates architecture. He/she shall strive to improve the environment and the life and habitat within it in a sustainable manner, fully mindful of the effect of his/her work on the widest interest of all those who may reasonably be expected to use the product of his/her work. And that's it for our quiz. Congratulations for completing the quiz. Now, count your total correct answers and determine your score category. If your rating is 15 or less, it is time for a more strategic review.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.
Enroll at Atlas CDC Review for a comprehensive prep for the Architecture Board exams. Message us now.